What's up, beautiful humans? Dan here. In this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly the best ways to stack high-ticket recurring revenue as a coach in 2022. And I'm coming at you from beautiful Paris, France. We're here today. We head to Dubai, then we head to Bali at the end of the week. And this was like a timely video I wanted to record like now. I couldn't put it on the content calendar for later because I'd had a number of conversations with people that kind of left me a bit like on tilt, you know? Like I was like, I need to make this because the reality is that over the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months, we know at some point that things are going to get worse than they are right now. And we're in incredibly uncertain times. And when you're in uncertain times, you're looking for any sense of certainty, stability, reliability, predictability. And ultimately, one of the easiest ways, best ways, one of the most important ways to look after yourself and look after your business is a sense of recurring revenue. In fact, what we do in Scale Academy is we measure 6 numbers and we call them the Scale 6. And these are the 6 numbers that we use to track the momentum and the health of a high ticket business. We talk about leads, we talk about calls, clients, cash, profit, and recurring revenue. And when I first started our coaching business, I was coming fresh out of running an agency. And for those of you who don't know my background, previous to any of this, I was a youth pastor. In 2018, we launched an agency. And when I say we, I mean me. It was just me, myself, and I. And I did everything for everyone. Like I was the ultimate generalist. Then over time, what happened was I burnt that kind of everything for everyone agency to the ground because we were running ads and building websites and managing social media. And in 2019, I launched an agency for coaches looking to get more sales calls. And we grew that from 0 to 100K a month in recurring revenue in 9 months. Now, recurring revenue there is the really key point because there are a lot of bad things or things I didn't love about having an agency. And if you've had one past or maybe you've got one now, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Ad accounts get shut down, right? Clients make you feel responsible for absolutely everything under the sun. But one of the best parts of that was the predictability. Everything was predictable. We had an incredible retention rate. And what that meant was our recurring revenue sat at about 100K a month. And it might dip below, might go a bit above. But the reality is that we knew what was coming in next month and the month after. When I launched a coaching business, I was honestly terrified. Straight up. I was like, we're launching this thing. And I think our first price point was like 5,000. And I just wanted to figure out how to get recurring revenue because the idea that I could just sell something today, they'd pay me, and then they stopped paying me, and then at the end they'd finish up, and then I'd have to go find somebody else was terrifying. And maybe this is familiar to you. Let me just break this down real quick here. We've got the old way, and we've got the new way. The old way here is probably where most of you are living right now. The old way is what we were taught when we came through different programs and they said this is the best way to scale a high ticket program to 30K to 50K to 100K a month. And it's really simple, right? You find a human being and you say, hey, I can solve your problem. It's going to be 90 days or 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever it might be. And they ultimately pay you a price for that. And sometimes they have to pay it across a couple of months and other times they pay in full. And at the end of that, what happens is they get to the end, they either got the result, they didn't, they say bye, and then the cycle continues. You've got to find another person who then pays you some money, they go through the program, and at the end of it, they say bye. And if this is your model right now, I want you to know that there is a better way. And I want to reveal something to you that I've never heard anyone in the high ticket space break down exactly the way that I am in this video. I think it's going to be insanely helpful to shift perspectives. And ultimately, if you can make these make these changes in your business model to how you price, package your program, ultimately, you are going to have a lot more predictability in your business. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. One of the problems and mistakes that people have around this is they end up thinking that the answer to all of this, to the old way, to the pain of having to go find more and more people, is they launch something low ticket, right? So they say, oh my gosh, I'm sick of selling the $5,000 thing and only having $5,000 up front. I'm going to go create a $50 membership or a $100 membership or whatever, and I'm going to go find those people and I'm going to fill them in and it's going to bring predictability to my business. Now, I don't know about you. The idea of getting 15 people to pay me $100 each a month versus finding one person who can continue to pay me $1,500 a month, the first one sounds harder, right? And the reality is, it is. It's hard to find people that are willing to pay that amount consistently for a long time, right? You've got to retain them like you would anyone else. And then you've got churn rate to deal with. And then you have to figure out how to get those people in the first place, right? You can't really run ads profitably to get people into a $50 a month, $100 a month thing. And so for most people, they have a couple of dozen people in this low ticket membership. It brings some level of recurring revenue, but they've now overcomplicated their business when they didn't have to. And ultimately, there is a better way. And so I want to introduce to you the new way that, again, I don't really see anyone talking about. And so I'm hoping that today is like a big moment for a lot of you. We go, this can be simpler. So let me break this down real quick. So the first thing is you have a front end. Now, if you're freaking out and think I'm going to tell you how to launch a mastermind or a back end offer for recurring revenue, nope, that's not what I'm doing. There is one offer here, okay? But the way that we talk about that offer is it's still a time-bound thing. It is 30 days, 90 days, 4 months, 6 months, whatever it might be. For us, we kind of typically stick in that 4 to 6 month range. And the way that you position that, this is just kind of a fun aside, is you position that as a new opportunity. Now, this is a really important thing to think about, is the reason people buy is they're trying to escape pain and they're trying to go towards a new way of doing things that could hopefully help them achieve their goals, with more certainty, with more confidence, and in an easier and more convenient way than maybe they ever have in the past. They're searching for not just better, but new, okay? At this point, now keep this in mind, this is a very, very important point. This front end piece here, that is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 months. This is about collecting as much cash upfront as possible. As you scale your business, you're going to have setters, you're going to have closers, you're going to have ad spend. So you cannot just get people into a recurring revenue thing straight away, because what will happen is you won't be profitable for 30, 60, sometimes even 90 days. So you want to collect as much cash upfront as possible so that you have cash in the bank, you've got profit collected in the first 30 days or so, and then what's going to happen is at the end of that period, you're going to offer them an improvement. So here's what this means. The end of their time with you, there's going to be an opportunity for them to continue to solve some problems and achieve some more goals. So let's just think about it in a really simple way in the world of fat loss, right? Someone's going to join a gym membership. They're going to want to lose a lot of weight in a short amount of time. Even if they progress, they typically are never going to lose all the weight they wanted to lose. And so let's say at the end of 6 weeks, someone is 10 pounds down, right? 5 kgs down. They wanted to be 20 pounds down, 10 kgs down, so they're not fully there. So either they go, oh, well, thank you, made some progress. I need to go find somewhere else to lose the rest of the weight. And then you, as the sorry gym owner, have to go and find someone else who wants to lose the weight. Or what you can do is you can say, hey, amazing the progress that you have experienced in this front end. How about we continue to work together? Because ultimately you don't just want to lose 10 pounds, is that right? And they're going to say, yeah. And you go, cool. So what's your ultimate goal? They're going to say, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever it might be. You go, great. And you probably don't just want to lose it, you want to keep it off, right? And they're going to say, yeah. And so you go, cool, well, how about we work together for the next 9 months and we work on this. We work on your training plan, we work on your meals and meal timing, and we work on your sleep and stress management. And I think over the next 9 months, what we can hope to achieve together is that you're going to, hit these milestones, boom, boom, boom. And what's going to happen is if this person came in on a challenge of some kind, typically the challenge is going to be a high price point, right? 400, 800. The price doesn't matter. It's more the philosophy of what I'm trying to share. And now what you're going to get them into is you're going to get them into a recurring, like weekly or monthly schedule. Now, once they've already experienced some of the magic, you don't need to resell them on like, oh, we've got this super special formula, right? Like the front end for us is we help people build automated group funnels and take those things to 100K a month. At the end of 3, 4, 5 months of working with someone, we don't need to say, hey, have you heard of this new thing called Instagram funnels, right? What we're doing is we're saying, hey, you've experienced this, you've gone from here to here, you're working less, but you still need to bring on some team members or whatever it might be. How would you like to continue to work together as we improve these areas of your business? And it'll look like this many weeks, this many months, at this much a week. And I'm hoping I'm not talking too fast because I'm freaking pumped. But this is the key to stacking recurring revenue. We as a coaching business sit and have sat over the last 3 years at minimum averaging 100K a month in recurring revenue. This is not with any we've got no different offers. We have one offer. We don't have a low ticket membership subscription or anything like that. We have one offer, and the front end period of that is about collecting as much cash upfront as possible. And then the back end is about stacking recurring revenue as people continue to improve their business or their lives, and then we have people committing to timelines on the back of that. I recently walked through this with one of our incredible clients called Peter. He worked with wedding photographers, and he was on this hamster wheel. He was on the old way hamster wheel. It's just like, bam, 7 new clients, 10 new clients, 15 new clients every month. And he was just like, man, this is just getting exhausting. And I was like, hey, dude, you need to figure out, like, as you take people towards the end of that 12 weeks, how can you continue to improve their business in such a way that they would love the continued support that you can give, and then they're going to pay you a weekly or monthly fee on top of that? And what's crazy is he had so much aversion to it initially because it was like a brand new thing to him. He'd come from the old way of selling a course or selling a program, and it was a set amount of time and a set price, and then you just keep selling that over and again. But he trusted me, thankfully, and he got to the point where now his recurring revenue is what his new cash collected revenue on these new clients was just a couple of months later. And he was able to just go to Hawaii, have no stress at all as he's on holiday with his family, because he is completely feeling the stability of the recurring revenue. And so this is the beauty of going to the new way, which is selling a fixed timeline for a new opportunity on the front end, and then improvements on the back end. The front end, collecting as much cash as you can. And on the back end of that, you are continuing to stack recurring revenue because you're continuing to improve people's business or lives in the different areas that they're wanting support. So I'm hoping this makes sense, because when it comes to creating confidence, certainty, predictability in your business, there are a lot of different ways to do it. And many of them are wrong. They have you focusing on the wrong things, launching new offers, launching low ticket when you should be focusing on high ticket. And what I love about this is this has you focusing on a one offer, serving one ideal client, and ultimately keeping everything in the business lean, mean, moving in one direction. And the best part is, the longer you work with people, the better the stories. You get to experience people's transformations at a deeper level. It's not just kind of short stints, come in, experience a couple of quick wins, and then leave. We're actually going through this journey of transformation where we get to experience real and lasting change in people's businesses and lives. So I'm hoping this is helpful. If it was, please let me know below. And if you like content like this, then by all means, let me know so I can dedicate more time to creating it. But just know that if you are on that new client hamster wheel, there is a better way. Just follow a simple roadmap like this. New opportunity on the front end, improvement on the back end, as much cash on the front end, recurring on the back end, and you will be well on your way to creating way more predictability and ultimately less stress in your business. So love you, appreciate you, and I'll catch you soon.